Hello Darts Nuts, I just want to do a quick review of the Amazon flights. Basically just to show you the difference between the flights and how they compare. There's a new thickness out now, which is the Amazon 150 micron flights, and I've been using Amazon flights for quite a lot of years. Amazon and pentathlon flights all been really good flights, and I've used molded flights, I've used all kinds of different flights, but I've usually bought loads of these in the past, and I've always thought these and the normal deflected grip stems are the ones that I've probably used the most, always nearly in standard shape as well, but I have bought other shapes. What I'll do is I'll just see whether it's possible to detect the difference in weight, just to see. I think I might have to weigh 3 flights together, so I'll just see first whether I can pick up the weight of one flight. Oh, I'm surprised it's picked it up. That says 0.55 grams, so that's the 75 micron flight. I didn't think it would pick up the weight of it. I thought it might be too light for the machine. And the 100 micron flight is 0.68 grams. And the 150 micron flight, these are the new ones that recently came out, is 0.82 grams. So I'm just going to compare that with a molded flight. These are the Harrow's Click. This one's a little bit worn like, but it's almost the same weight. That says 0.85 and that is 0.82. It's very similar in weight, but the difference is obviously in the feel of the flight, which is something that you can't really show on camera, but I'll do a close-up of the flights now just to see whether I can show them off as best I can. Alright, first of all, this is the 75 micron Amazon flight. I'll just squeeze it out. Now usually I've had these in the past, but I've tended to get the 100 micron, and they're usually quite a good lasting flight. You may find differences when you throw on the dart. I mean, if you like to have a heavier back end on the dart, then obviously you can use heavier shafts, or like these, you could probably go to the 150 micron if you wanted a heavier weight, but the main thing is that the flights get stronger as the microns go up, but I've found that they tend to do last quite well in any case. So that's the 75 micron, and this is the 100 micron. Let's get back into focus. It's very hard to tell with the eye the difference in thickness, but immediately you can feel a difference in the rigidity of the flight. This 100 micron one is definitely more rigid. The 75 micron one bends a lot easier. So let's see what the 150 micron flight is like. I think you can probably tell that they're definitely thicker. It's quite a big jump up in 50 microns and 75 microns with that one, but these 150 micron flights are quite a lot stronger and a lot more rigid. Now, once you've had it fully opened up, it almost feels like a moulded flight because it's quite rigid. These arrows click probably more bendy than this is actually. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some darts in the next week or two, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a set with a 75 micron flight, a 100 micron flight and a 150 micron flight on, and then I'll report back just to show what's happened. But these are quite a nice flight actually. Alright, I've just put the Amazon flights onto these darts. These have got a mini shark grip on the darts. So I've put the 150, the 100 and the 75 micron flights on each barrel, and I'll just throw them for a week maybe or so and just see how they work. Right then, I've been throwing these darts for the last 12 days or more. I've had maybe around about 40 minutes each day. I usually don't throw more than about 45 minutes to an hour. Quite often it's usually a bit less because of the various aches in my hand, wrist and shoulder, so I can't really throw too long, but I'd estimate that I've probably thrown a total of maybe 6 or 7 hours with these darts. And I would say that I have noticed a couple of things. One thing I did notice was that I would hold the darts in my hand like that and I would just pick one up without looking at it, and quite often I was able to tell that I was holding the 150 micron just by the feel of it, but whether that is something in the barrel that was making me feel that, or whether I was being able to detect a very slight increase in weight, or whether it was just coincidence, I don't really know. The other thing I did notice though was I seem to be getting more trebles with the 150 micron. Now, I thought that was a bit weird because I normally throw a 100 micron flight in any case, so whether that was just a case of me throwing better coincidentally for that dart, or whether the dart was actually helping, I don't know. The only way I could imagine it could help is if it was weighting the barrel just that little bit down and maybe my throw was a little bit out and maybe that was helping, but like I say, it could be just coincidence. The only way I'm going to know for sure is if I start playing with a full set with 150 micron darts. But the other thing that I did notice was, I'll probably show you the close-up in, I was having to spend more time correcting the shape of 75 micron. The 100 micron was okay, and I don't think I ever bothered correcting the shape once on the 150 micron flights, because these are quite rigid. But that was a slight advantage in a way as well. I don't know if you can see it on here, but you'll see it when I put the close-up. I did have quite a big impact on the 150, and when it hit the flight it kind of deflected off a little bit, so that could be a problem when you get a heavy impact. Maybe the flights are a little bit too rigid and the flexibility of the 75 micron may be better in some instances, but overall I'm quite happy with these. They do seem to fly very nice. It gets annoying when you have to keep on rejigging your 75 micron. So the 100 microns are pretty good. You don't need to rejig the shape of them that much, and I don't think I did it at all with them, so I guess they have advantages and disadvantages. But I'll show you a close-up of the flights now so you can have a look at the condition of them. Right then, here's a close-up of the flights. This is the 75 micron, and as you can see, it's in pretty good nick. There's only just some roughness to the edges. Obviously I'm not the greatest of players, and you'd probably see a little bit more damage with somebody who's a better grouper, but like I said, I haven't played with them all that long either, so it was only about, I don't know, 7 hours, 6 hours, somewhere around there. But they've kept the shape quite well. They're kind of a little bit warped, but overall still pretty good. These are the 100 micron. They have a couple of more nicks, but again the shape is in very good position. It's still quite nice and rigid. And the 150 micron, like I said, I did have quite a big impact on these, which kind of took a little bit of a nick, as you can see, and I suppose that could be because they're quite rigid. But still in very good nick. They have some roughness to the edges, but I should imagine they're still going to last a good while. But yeah, hold the shape really well, and I think it's worth experimenting with the flights, because you just never know where that little bit of extra weight at the back might aid you. Some people, it might make the flight of the dart worse, but I think it seemed to help the flight of my dart. But there you go, well worth a try, and they are strong flights, but my only concern is maybe if they're too rigid. So there you go, that's the Amazon flights. Alright, thanks for watching.